Hello guys, it's Kene once again. So in this video, I will be showing us how to use operators, arithmetic, logical, and the concatenation operator in Python. I mean in Excel. I've been doing some Python videos lately, so perhaps that's why it's kind of confusing now. All right, so guys, let me dive right into it. I have here an open worksheet, and I will use this to show examples of the use of these operators in Excel. I'm going to talk about the arithmetic operators. Now, what are operators basically? So I'll just try to attempt the definition, just my own definition, layman's definition of what what operators are. So I can say that they are signs, they are symbols that kind of directs the computer to do certain computations, right? To do something in essence. So once it is present, then the system knows that it is meant to perform a task. So that prompts it to evaluate an expression, so to say. So what are these symbols that have to do with mathematical, operations? By the way, an operator makes it possible for operations to be performed on certain elements, certain values, if I would call that thing a value, which is the operand. So what operator, the operation of the operator is performed on what we call the operand. Right. So now I'm going to just go right into it. I'll say the first is the plus operation. And the symbol for that, or the operator for that, is simply the plus sign. And we're going to see, guys. So let me have something in cell A2. Let's say 18. That's a number. And in the other one, I'll just put 30, just whatever it is. And I just need to very quickly add these two numbers, that is the content of each of these cells, A2 and B2. I would use the equal to sign. So you begin operations in Python, you initiate operations with the use of the equal to sign, just one equal to sign. So that expects a formula in essence. So Excel expects a formula. I'm going to have the cell. So I will pick it just by clicking on it. So after the equal to sign, I can select cells or ranges of cells. That's the first. And after that, I'll use the operator. That tells Python that I'm about to add numbers. Then I'll click on the second cell there. So it takes the values. Excel takes the values of each of the cells there. Right. So I will just hit enter. That's all I need to do. And we see that the numbers get added up. 48. Right. So that's just basically what it is, right? You can just add numbers together. Even floating point numbers, decimal numbers having decimal points, 5.7 and 12.68. I can add the two the same way, equal to sign. Then I pick the first one, the operator, the plus operator, and the second content, and I get 18.38. Right, so that's it, guys, for the plus operator. Now, what about, so I'm going to put that somewhere here. That's the first one we talked about. Okay, I don't need a formula. Just get off. I don't need the formula, just this. Oh, okay, guys. So I just need to put inverted comma, then I can have the plus there. So that tells Python that it's not, that tells Excel that it is not expecting a formula. And let's take the other one, the minus. So just use inverted comma and just put the minus. That's the next thing I want to talk about. So it's still the same thing, guys. If I have, say, 50 and I need to deduct 25 from that, so I have 50 and 25. All I need to do is set equal to sign and have. So let me just select the cell. So it takes the content of that cell, and I do minus content of the next cell. And when I hit enter, I get 25. What about 25 here now? And then I have 50. So that's the reverse, still doing, subtraction. So I'll do equal to the first content of the first cell minus content of the second cell. So you get a negative number. That's negative 25. Okay, so that's it. Now the next is the multiplication operator. That's the same thing, guys. You know what it is. I can't find the typical multiplication symbol. So Excel makes use of the asterisk. So that star symbol is the multiplication symbol. So again, I'm going to take a cell, put a number there, 45, and I'll take 30, right? So I want to multiply the contents of the two cells. I'm just, this will seem confusing, so why don't I just say minus here? Okay, so the third one is, I need to add to that. That's why I need to double click so that I go in to edit it. The next is the multiplication symbol there. Okay, so again, equal to sign. Take the content of the first cell, A8, the first of the two I need here. That is A8 and B8, right? Then use the multiplication sign and pick the second, and I get the product of the two cells, 1350. Right. So guys, what if I need to do a division operation? What do I do? The same. This time you use the slash, but it's basically pick the cells that you need for the operation. That's it. So again, I'll take 300 and then have 15 here. And I need to do equal content of A9 divided by, so the slash key will give you that division sign. And then I will take the content of the second cell required there, and voila, I get 20. So that's it, guys. I hope you understand. Right. Then the other one I wish to talk about is the percentage operation. So it just divides a number by 100 in that case. So let me have a number, say 50% here. I mean 50 right there. And what I need is, have this number divided by 100. So I'll put equal to, select the content of the cell, and just have the percentage symbol there. That's just it. And I get 0.5. So again, I'll put percentage symbol. That's right here. All right, guys. So these are the arithmetic operators that we might find, we would not might, we find very useful. Right. So the next I will talk about, just a moment. I need to clear the contents here. So I select the cells, come right here to this, should I call it eraser icon there? Then just clear everything, format, content, whatever, everything. Just hit on clear all, and the content becomes, the cells they become, free, vacant. Okay, so guys, what's the next group of operators? The logical operators. What are they for? So they are used to check, for to see if the result of an operation is true or false. So the output for any logical operation is a binary, is a Boolean rather, either true or false. And I'm going to just list them out before I start discussing. So I have greater than, then I have, well, let me just start with the common one, equal to, then I have greater than, and then I have less than, then I have greater than or equal to, then less than or equal to, right? And lastly, the not equal to. So these are the logical operators. Let's see how they are used. So first here, I would say, I'm going to take 3 cells, A1, B1, and C1. So 15 for this, and then 2 here, and I would say 30 here, right? What I want to check is if the content of C is the same, if it's equal to the product of A1 and B2. If that's true, then we'll find true as the output. Let's see, guys. Equal to, then I'll take the first of the 3 cells, just 15. Then I'm going to use the arithmetic operator that we've learned about. That's the multiplication symbol there, and take the next cell. Then just to make it clear, even for Python, what we want, it's good we use parentheses. Yeah, I didn't mention parentheses, so that gives you a kind of order. That gives Excel an order, in terms of performing the series of actions. Using parentheses comes first in what we call parentheses before exponent. And okay, so that reminds me of exponent. Here, guys, just I need to clear this off just to go back a little bit so we understand what I'm saying. The exponent, let's say I have 5 here, and then I have 3 here, and I want 5 raised to the power of 3, right? So that gives us 125. Just add this here. That's the exponent. So that's the caret as the exponent operator. So take it here, equal to, and then I would have 5 with the caret symbol and 3 after that. We'll see the result, 125. That is 5 raised to the power of 3. So that's how you use the caret as the exponent operator. Okay, let me go back to using logical operators. So I have equal to, then parentheses, 15 multiplied by 2. I'll just pick B1 to get 2. And I close the parentheses. Right. So what I want to do, guys, is now to check using the equal to operator. Check if the product of A1 and B1 is the same as the content of C1. So I'm going to pick C1 there and hit enter. I see that the answer is true. Yeah, because if I do 15 multiplied by 2, that's 30. So 30 is equal to 30. That's it, guys. Right. Now, what if it isn't equal? So let me change this now to 16, for example. Change 15 to 16. And then I just hit double click on the formula cell there. That's the D1 cell, to make sure the formula is still in order. Okay, so that's still in order. Then click enter. It becomes, hit enter, it becomes false. Right. So that's the equal to sign. What about the greater than symbol? How does that work? We'll see. So still using the same numbers, 16 and 2, and here 30. I could now say, okay, let me change this to 40. Now I want to check, is 16, which is A5, greater than B5? False. So 16 is not. So if I say 16 is greater, that would be false. 16 is not greater than 40. So that's what I did here. Let's look at the formula again. You see, A5 is 16 and B5 is 40. 16 is not greater than 40. That's why it returned false. Okay. Right. What if I change the first operand there to 40? So just use backspace, remove the operand, and then click on cell B5. Click on cell C5. Cell C5. And I'll check, is 30 greater than 40? That's still false. Then I need to check now, is 40 greater than 30? So let me change this to B2. Just remove everything. 40 is B5. 40 is B5 and greater than symbol. Then I pick C5, which is 30. Is 40 greater than 30? The answer is true. Okay. So that's the same principle, guys. The same principle, guys. Even if I change to less than, it's still going to work the same way. What about greater than or equal to? Greater than or equal to. In this case, let me change this to 15. Change this to 15, guys. Right. Then I'll use greater than or equal to the product of A1 and B2. And B1. A1 and B1. What's the product of the two? 30. Now, is 30 greater than or equal to C1, which is 30? Is 30 greater than or equal to 30? It's not greater than, but it's equal to. So that makes it true. Only one just needs to be true for the expression to be resolved as true. So if I hit enter, I have true. Great. Now what if I add 1 to the content of C1? That is plus 1. C1 plus 1. And I click and I hit enter. I see that it's false. Let's see what I did there. A1 is 15 and B1 is 2. So that's 30. Is 30 greater than or equal to? What's C1? 30 plus 1, 31. In other words, is 30 greater than 31? No. Then it checks, is 30 equal to 31? No. So it returns false. But what if I have a minus there now? Let me change this to -4. -4. Then it checks again. A1 multiplied by B1 is 30. In other words, 15 multiplied by 2 is 30. Is 30 greater than or equal to What's 30 minus 4? I can do that. That gives me 26. So is 30 greater than 26? No. Is 30 greater, is 30 equal to 26? No. So no still gives false. Oh, sorry guys. Is 30 greater than 26? Yes, it is. Yeah, so I got that mixed up. 30 is greater than 26, so it returns true. That's what it needs to be, guys. Returns true. What did I do there? I picked a cell, so we need to take that off. So that's true. 30 is actually greater than 26. Okay, so that's how you use the greater than or equal to. Now I come to the last one there, which is, I'm going to skip less than or equal to because it's the same thing, just change and it's the same principle. What about the greater not equal to? What about the not equal to? Okay, so guys, let me do this. I have 16 and I have, say, 4 here and I have 2 here. Okay, then I want to check now, is 16 not equal to 4 raised to the power of 2? And what's 4 raised to the power of 2? 16. So am I saying that 16 is not equal to 16? 16 not equal to 16 will be true. 16 is not equal to, 16 not equal to 16 will be false because 16 is equal to 16. So this not equal to, you need to use wisely. Think about what you want before you use it. The fact that it has this negative connotation. Okay, right. So I'm going to do pick A7, which is 16, right? Not equal to, then I'm going to just use parentheses, maybe perhaps here for readability sake, use parentheses, and I'm going to do hit in between the parentheses, or you just use the arrow key for caret 2. So I'm using cell address. Okay, so now let's see what that returns. False. It's going to be false because 16 is equal to 16, but you're saying 16 is not equal to 16. Now, if truly one number is not equal to the other one, then it will be true because that satisfies the similarity check, right? For example, 16 not equal to 16 will be false because 16 is equal to 16. Let's look at an example where we have true as the result. Okay, let me still have 16 here. And this time I have 4 and 3. 4 and 3. So equal 16. Then I need to check not equal to 4 raised to the power of 3. So I have the answer as true. And we know why, guys. So I take 16 as 8, A8, 16. 16 is not equal to 4 raised to the power of 3. What's 4 raised to the power of 3? I think that should be 64. So 16 is not equal to 64. Yes, that's true. 16 is not equal to 64. So the result is true. That's why we have true there as the answer. Okay, so that's it, guys. Using not equal to. Now, I want to say something. Let's look at comparing Boolean and numeric values 1 and 0. 1, for example. You know, typically true has a numeric value of 1 and false has a numeric value of 0. But let's see if that will be true if we actually check. So if I have true here, and then I have 1 here. So I check the content of, use the equal to sign. This, right, being equal to, is true equal to 1. It says false. But true should actually be 1, right? So what's happening there? Yeah, so I need to force the true Boolean, to actually become, in terms of mathematical operation purposes, to become a numeral value. So how do I get true to become a numeric value? I will simply just use double minus sign. That's just what it is. So again, I would do this minus, then pick the content of A10, then I'll check if it's equal to 1. So we see that it is now true. That's just it. Using the minus forces the true Boolean there to become a numeric value, outright. Okay, so that's something I wanted to mention. And that goes also for 0. So if I have false and I need it to function as a 0 for a mathematical operation purposes, then I'll use double minus signs. Okay, so the last, guys, which is the text concatenation operator. Imagine that I have, say, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Okay, so Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I need the contents of all 3 cells in 1 cell. I'm going to do that without spaces, no spaces, between words. And then I'm going to also show us how to include spaces between words. Okay, so guys, what's the concatenation operator? I need to just put that here. Once you put this equal to sign, it just expects a formula. So I am going to use just the ampersand. The ampersand is the concatenation operator. Concatenation there means join, just join. That's what it means. Okay, so I'll take equal to, then pick each of the contents of each of the cells. Bola, concatenate that with Ahmed, and concatenate further with Tinubu. So just keep clicking on those cells and then hit enter. I have Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 1 cell. But you see that there aren't spaces, right? I need spaces in between the words. So I need to create a string, a space string. In other words, a space enclosed in quotation marks. So that's a character, I will simply use this with a space in between, just like that, and make sure that you begin the next cell, the content of the next cell, with ampersand. So again, I put the ampersand, then come to the end of the content of the cell, have ampersand to join what's left there with, what's with the rest, to join what's in front to what is behind it. So I'm going to create my space again, just space bar, and make sure that before the quote and after the quote you have ampersand, basically. So when I run the program, we'll see that when I run, of course, as if I'm working on an IDE. So I just hit enter, we'll see the result. So that's it there. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, spaces in between. So that's the use of the ampersand. All right. Okay, guys, we'll see more about these concatenation operators, logical operators, and even mathematical operators later when we come to formulas in Excel. But for now, let's just concern ourselves with the operators. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you learned something. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.